Borno State Governor Prof. Babagana Zulum has announced the imminent closure of the Muna Internally Displaced Persons camp in Maiduguri as part of ongoing efforts to phase out all formal IDP camps within the state capital. The governor disclosed this during an early morning visit to the camp on Monday, stating that the closure would take place in the coming week. Established during the peak of the humanitarian crisis caused by the Boko Haram insurgency, the Muna camp currently shelters around 10,000 displaced persons. However, Zulum revealed that approximately 75% of the camp's residents have already been successfully resettled in their original communities. He reassured the remaining inhabitants that the government is committed to supporting their transition through livelihood assistance and reintegration support, underscoring the administration's commitment to sustainable recovery and long-term development. This move marks a critical step in our transition from emergency response to rebuilding lives and communities, the governor said. During his first term, Zulum pledged to close all IDP camps within Maiduguri, a goal he has steadily pursued. So far, over 12 camps have been closed as part of this initiative. Chief Ali, I'm sure we're aware about the insurgency in the northeast, also inclusive is the Borno State, part of the country. This decision by a closure, shutdown of IDP camps by the governor, Zulum, do you think it's a good one?
Well, most important, I want to commend the governor of Borno State for considering the vulnerable, the IDP people and so on and so forth. But most and foremost, that show this issue of peace building. You don't just move, they move them to where? These are people that were displaced by violent people. They were displaced by so-called whatever they are from their original place. Well, I want to thank the government that within the period they're out of their place, they were able to take care of them. Whichever it is, they cannot be perfect. The government can never be perfect in all. I commend Borno State government. I commend the northeast of Nigeria. I as well commend the federal government of Nigeria and other stakeholders and donor bodies that has contributed to the well-being of these IDPs. Because it's not easy to get such people entering into your state. I also thank the governor for keeping them intact, not allowing them go outside the country, outside his state. I think that is a good thing. If, from what he said, they have been moved to their native homes. Beautiful. But I have not been able to let us know where they built new houses. Because if you are displaced, you have left up for some time. You've lost virtually all you have worked for in life. So where are they moved to? Their native homes, where? Were they giving houses? Were they able to build the main instruments of peace building? Were they able to put them, check their psyche? Were they properly rehabilitated in terms of their farming, in terms of everything that makes them live? Not just moving them to the place. Where have they rebuilt the schools, the infrastructure, the fallen bridges? They have a lot to do in terms of peace building that give them confidence. So I think for him to say over 75% have been moved and they've not complained, I think he has done something good. Okay. And it should be commended, it should also be supported. That is my take. And not just moving them, it should be constantly put machinery in place to know how they are faring.
Okay, I don't know, are you aware of the recent situation happening in the northeast, just Borno and other parts? I don't know if I had a conversation with you on the issue that happened in Zamfara State, this particular IDP camp that a particular woman, came and in disguise that she's going to take care of the children from the IDP camp and decided to, take them away. That issue, that's actually escalated to that point. Let's say situations like this, there are so many situations that would have occurred in the IDP camp. Emotionally, some of them would have been distressed, psychologically and otherwise. Removing them from that camp, like you stated, into their habitat, somewhere else, another residence, probably in the same community. Like you stated that they would have lost most of their properties, most of their houses and all of that. The emotional, the conflict resolution expert, emotionally and psychologically, how do you think there will be a balance in that aspect?
No, you don't know what it takes to leave your nativity. The idea of a civil war in Nigeria, when people left their homes, my parents were victims, my relatives, my friends and others were victims, basically in this part of Nigeria. And you left your home from 1968 thereabout to 70s. I think the war ended around 1970 January thereabout. The joy, the effort, the happiness that you're moving, even if you don't have a house.
Okay.
You know, when you bury your loved ones outside your nativity, you know what it means? Some people begin to trace where they were buried and exhume them. Some even do what they call a kind of whatever burial, they call it proper burial. So my take is, if really they are being moved to their native home, I think it's an ideal thing. But what government would do is to ensure that no infiltrators, to ensure of their security again, that what happened before does not repeat itself. There should be proper security. They should be able to build the high profile technology based driven security stations, combined team that will protect the territorial environment of where these people are going to, not just putting them again to such a danger. That's my concern. If you think you cannot protect them, leave them where they are. It's as good as sending them back to the den of lions. So there's nothing wrong in taking to your home, unless you are locating. If you are locating to somewhere, then you are building a new home for them. After it happened there in River State, LUNG removed FINIMA to a new FINIMA. There's nothing bad in locating yourself, but it must live in some level of comfort. That's my interest. You know, if you want to move them from where they were, in Borno State or whatever, to their home, not just moving them to their home, you should be able to build a home for them. You should build a home for them. It doesn't matter how. That can be little low-cost house now. Nobody now begin to build the kind of house you had in the past. Some may have mansions and so on, but no. But let them have a beautiful, let them have a good, safe shelter. Not only that, let them have where they can feed. They should be able to have where to train their children. As a matter of truth, give them free education at all levels at that point in time, because they are handicapped.
Okay, considering that these measures that you mentioned, you listed here, weren't listed by Governor Zulum in this aspect over the decision of shutting down most of these IDP camps. You know, you mentioned the parts of security, ensuring that, you know, even though you're sending back to the resident, there should be adequate security for them.
Social security, food security, health security, all put together.
What's the possibility that can actually occur, considering that his initiative is to shut down all of the IDP camps in the states, when at the moment it was still, you know, trying to hold over the insecurity happening, especially in Borno State?
You see, this insecurity in Borno State is not just the entire Borno State.
I know.
Like when something is happening here.
Different. It's just like few communities.
When something happens here, people will magnify it.
To River State, yes.
And you and I were in River State, living happily.
Most communities actually.
So what we're saying, before government had decided to locate them where they were from, I think there is peace. They would have done everything. The ground is properly prepared. It's sure they are being moved to a safer place. Because let me also tell you, the IDP camp has overstayed, and there are infiltrators. Like you mentioned, women go there to do small trading. You see, they're easily convinced because they also don't have anything. They may even tell they come, let me take this out child. They don't have a problem, nothing, and they will take the child away. They can begin to give them 1 naira, 2 naira, 3 naira, 5 naira, and they put them away. If it happens, what happens some pass, give a common Nigerian $1, $1,000, now it's a big money. Okay, so it's also doing a good thing to close down the camps. It is a good image for the country. Very, very good image internationally. Okay. That, these people are now, it also tells the issue of peace. Because if there are crises, there is insecurity, they cannot move the IDP camp. Okay. If those areas are not safe, they can't move. It's not telling you that those areas that they claim to be in the hands of the